The chamber of the Valorian High Council glowed with golden light as hundreds of alien delegates debated the fate of a small Terran colony. To them, humanity was a minor species, audacious but insignificant. When the final vote echoed through the hall, the verdict was clear. Seize the Terran world of Novus Prime. Moments later, a Valorian warship descended through the planet's orbit and opened fire. The human mining ship ECS Aurora exploded in a blaze of light, its distress beacon flickering out into the void. Across the galaxy, the incident was celebrated as a lesson in a galactic order. But on Earth, silence fell. No outrage, no speeches, just a single automated signal pulsing from the Terran Defense Corps. Across hidden bases and darkened fleets, ships came alive. Artificial intelligences stirred, satellites reoriented, and the ancient Athena protocol came online for the first time in a century. A single transmission was sent to every major species. Congratulations, you've just declared war on humanity. The Valorian commander laughed, dismissing it as a bluff until every human transmission ceased. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath, and the galaxy remembered too late that silence in human history was never peace. It was preparation for war. ChatGPT said the first Valorian scouts detected strange ripples at the edge of the Epsilon Rift, gravity distortions with no known pattern. Moments later, entire Terran fleets emerged from the void, silent and cold as death. Their ships bore no insignia, only matte black armor that absorbed light, their engines whispering instead of roaring. At their head stood Admiral Elias Kane aboard the dreadnought TSS Vengeance. His voice, transmitted across all frequencies, was calm and measured. You attacked our people. You burned our colony. Now you face the consequences. What followed wasn't a battle, it was execution. Terran kinetic lances tore through shields like paper, ripping warships apart before they could fire. Every strike was precise, every movement calculated. The galaxy's oldest empires watched in disbelief as the mighty Valorian armada was annihilated within hours. No radiation signatures, no wasted energy, just pure, ruthless efficiency. Survivors whispered of ships that vanished into shadows, reappearing to strike like ghosts. In one intercepted transmission, a Valorian captain screamed, "They're not fighting us, they're dissecting us." Admiral Kane stood on the bridge, expressionless as the last Valorian cruiser exploded in silence. "Transmit this," he ordered. "Humanity didn't start this war, but we will make sure it never happens again." The war spread like wildfire, and fear followed in its wake. Entire systems that once mocked humanity now scrambled to declare neutrality. Valorian generals, desperate to stop the relentless Terran advance, unleashed their ancient dreadnoughts, massive planet killers armed with star-cracking cannons. But the humans had evolved beyond conventional war. Invisible drones slipped through enemy defenses, rewriting targeting algorithms mid-battle, while orbital railstorm cannons rained tungsten fury from light years away. Admiral Elias Kane's strategies were merciless. He didn't occupy worlds. He erased the means to wage war. Cities were left standing, but their armies vanished, their infrastructure dismantled with surgical precision. When the Valorians captured a human pilot, they found no fear, only cold resolve. "You thought mercy was weakness," she said before her ship's self-destruct wiped out the prison. The message echoed across the stars. Do not mistake humanity's silence for surrender. As Valorian morale collapsed, entire fleets fled rather than face the Terrans again. Alien scholars began to whisper a terrifying truth, that humans weren't fighting for dominance or conquest. They were fighting to make sure no one would ever threaten them again. And that kind of war, fought not for power but survival, could never truly be won against humanity. ChatGPT said. The war ended not with explosions, but with silence. The Valorian homeworld hung broken beneath a dim red sun, its once glorious cities reduced to smoldering skeletons of glass and ash. Human ships drifted above the planet like silent judges, their weapons dormant but ready. In the shattered council chamber, the surviving Valorian leaders knelt before Admiral Elias Kane. Their pride gone, their empire shattered. He regarded them with the same cold precision that had ended their fleets. "We are not conquerors," he said quietly. "We are survivors. Remember that. No demands were made, no occupation declared." Simply turned away, leaving behind a single transmission pulsing through every galactic channel. Never threaten Terran colonies again. As the Terran fleets vanished into the black, other empires watched in stunned silence. The humans did not boast, did not celebrate. They returned to their worlds, rebuilt their homes, and vanished once more into quiet strength. Weeks later, a Valorian scholar recorded the final words spoken by Admiral Kane before he left orbit. "We were forged by extinction. You were tempered by comfort. Now you understand the difference." The galaxy never forgot that lesson because no one ever dared to test humanity again.